nationality that prefer to use the money intended to develop football in this country to invest in Nigeria, especially all the footballing horse in this country, and today is working with impunity. Without the Liberian government being serious, Mr. Boyka made a commitment to Liberia that under his watch, he was going to make sure to enforce access recovery. We are going to make sure to enforce in making sure corrupt individuals are brought to the book. But with all of the multiple reports from the DSC on the death of Mr. Boyka, he's doing nothing, and people that Mustafa Rajay that should be lowing car in Nigeria are presiding over the footballing.
Reaction everything. Raji, people up, Nigeria, go back up and boo for you. Yo. Question to the state. Chosa Boyka, Corrupt mission. Raji, yo. Fanga Tambo, yo.
Don't go and show the president like Liberian people that believe that the student unification project should not be included in football advocacies, that your argument is wrong, it's misplaced, it's misorganized, it's disjointed. Football, globally and in Liberia, is contributing to massive youth empowerment and human development in the world. To have Mustafa Rajay, an impostor, perpetuating corruption at the LFA and working with impunity is a gross violation to every Liberians in this country that want to invest in football in this country. To the mouth!
To the mouth, person and kill our undermining and arrest agenda to the mouth.
We believe that if attention is not given to this sport, the Student Unification Party will continue to engage and unleash unspecified revolutionary actions in making sure our demands are heard. We are not intimidated by anyone. You know the police, you know the army, you know anyone. We are not intimidated. We are committed à 54 years. C'est quoi? In the advocacy for multi-party. C'est quoi? Anti-corruption yesterday. C'est quoi? No. La anti-corruption m'a tout réussi de arrest Mustafa Rajay. Yo. The West does for corruption cases in this country must be proactive in making sure corrupt individuals are accounted and made to account for stolen resources. And Mr. Rajay thinks that because you have proximity with Mr. Boyka, you will use Metro Como and a police state to intimidate the Student Unification Party. You are joking. Let us remind the Liberia National Police, let us remind Mr. Boyka, let us remind Mr. Mustafa Rajay that 54 years struggle for multi-party democracy with guns at our backs.
We defeated Joe, we defeated Taylor, we defeated N, we defeated Joe, we are going to defeat Joe, we am. To that back, yo.
How many comrades graduate for jail?
How many comrades graduate for jail?
How many comrades graduate for jail?
How many comrades graduate for jail? Hey, gonna jail us, hey, gonna jail us, hey, gonna jail us, how many comrades graduate for jail?
The good one jump for super, the bad one jump for police, the other one jump for surveillance.
Okay, folks, a pleasant good morning again. We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. And it's always a pleasure having you joining the conversation from wherever you are on this wonderful Tuesday morning from the city of Pinja, Monserrate, Liberia. We say welcome, folks, to your breakfast info companion program, The Morning Ride, that brings you all of the events, training, national events, critical analysis and discussion on this platform, Mondays through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., where we will run through trending national and global issues on this platform, where we do not mince our words, but speak undiluted truth, the very hard truth, high criticism, constructive, on the table to bring you all of what's happening at the doorsteps, in your offices, your homes, your vehicles, your business centers, in the hospital, or you on this hospital bed, whatever you are. We like to say to all of you, many thanks again. This Tuesday morning happens to be April 8th. Joining us then. Yes, thanks that 2025. I'm Wiki Brooks this morning, along with the Master of Fire. And Sakamon is the man behind the camera this morning, producing all of the sounds and video. But it's always a pleasure. Together we walk the walk and talk the talk, and as usual help to shift the paradigm of our democracy without fear or favor. We speak undiluted truth. This is the home of truth and relaxation when it comes to discussing critical national issues where we find solution to the problem. We do not just break the news, but we balance the news and make all of the critical analysis. It's always a pleasure having you. Keep listening, keep watching as well. Follow us on Kool 91.9, Kool Radio Online. And you can also follow us on our YouTube channel, as well as Kool and K News. All of these outlets will provide you the necessary information that you can use to keep you out of trouble and have it informed. We'll take a breather to set me. Be right back this morning.
The battles on our back will be a summary at the legislature, where we'll be inviting the public
From the Supreme Court. The court has not ruled yet. The court has reserved ruling. But again, consistently through the process.
It's very critical. You listen to the former vice president, the voices will be played again. You will keenly listen. You know, some of the regrets, some of the failures, some of those things that they could not do in order to come back. She's admitted you have to have a united opposition. Can Liberia produce a united opposition where at the diamond election we do not see people splitting because of policy difference or someone think that if they marginalize in the process, the bargain will not be lived up to their expectation. But we're going to talk about that. But before that, the much anticipated election, bad election in Nema County following the death of the long-standing Senator Prince Ward Jones is heating up. April 22 eligible voters in Nema County will go to the polls to elect a new senator to complete the central seat of Nema County. Because as it stands, you have only Senator Yan Twan, who is currently serving as the senator. And under the law of Liberia, our constitution provides that each county produces 2 senators. And so all of the other counties, the senators are there fully completed, and Nema short. So we got 29 for now. As you may be aware, 30 senators. So we need to complete that and get some jobs done for our people. We've been talking and preaching about the messages of peace, taking away hate speeches in our ballot politics or campaign period. There are some young people who are currently watching the politics into our country. And the National Elections Commission, like we said to you, this is a lemon test for you, especially for a vote-rich county like Nema County. That in the last couple of elections in our country, Nema has placed or served in the position of making decisions who becomes president. And there's no if and any about that. All the other counties, the votes there are important, but you know, Maserado, most populated, followed by Nema. You talk about Great Paso, you know, Margibi, the southeast and other places. And so most of the time, especially where we do not produce a presidential winner in the first round of election, we have always seen ourselves going to a runoff, or we call it second round, where political leaders or those who are into the second round will always be on the dining table to dialogue, to negotiate with other political parties and political actors that finish with much better numbers, that they can join forces and produce the necessary result in the run-up. So Senator Prince Johnson, the late, was always between the make and break period. We saw that in the 12 years of Madam Ellen Johnson's lead after the first round of election in 2005, 2006. The CDC also, with that of former President George Manawia, into the raids, the late Charles Walker Bronsky, and you name all of those political parties that were around. The NPP, as a matter of fact, former ruling party, that were just shortly members of the Coalition for Democratic Change. They were all seeking the indulgence or the vote for Nima County to take them across the line. And Liberians, both home and abroad, were all ears and eyes, listening to the talk from the back and the front, while at the same time watching how events were unfolding. So when the Unity Party sat with Senator Prince Johnson, when he hired his first political party, NUDP, before coming to MDR, and this fateful day, everybody kept their ears waiting to hear. And Senator Johnson said he was going with the lesser evil, and for him, the lesser evil was Madam Ellen Johnson said, and the greater evil was the CDC, or those who were from the backside, other side. And people were shocked. After all of the criticism, they said no permanent friend when it comes to politics. And reward is not in heaven, it's here. You don't credit in politics, you show that. And we went to the run-up. Madam Ellen Johnson said he won. Another election, 2011, it took place again. 2017 election, Nima was the hotspot. The Unity Party, the ANC, the LP, other political parties tried to dialogue and negotiate with the MDR, but could not get the vote from them because they probably were not convincing or could not listen to the demand coming from the political leader of the time, of the MDR. So the MDR chose to listen to the Coalition for Democratic Change. And they won the election. They had a very smooth marriage, moving on and on and on until we listened to the late senator that the CDC was a promise breaker. Specifically, former President George Weah was a promise breaker who could not live up to promises made, agreement. And for some of those reasons, they could no longer continue the marriage. And he was being labeled as a murderer, and all of the names. But before then, he was hailed as the godfather of Nima. He was hailed as one man who has written his name in the history of Liberia in the ballot politics as a kingmaker, a key decision maker. And they fell off. The marriage got sour. And the crossover to the Unity Party that was able to go to negotiate, they sat on the table and they had this agreement and things went on smoothly until his demise. Now, we are at a point to having replaced. There's a lone female candidate into the race, which happened to be the sister to a long-standing human rights lawyer, Councillor Terron Gogo, Man Ide Gogo. So, but something is currently taking place, being reported. I listened to her on one of our local radio stations, explaining, because we are hearing of some clashes, some other threats in the bad election campaign in Nima County, which Liberians should not take it lightly. The election is taking place in Nima, but the sole intent is for Liberia. Whoever wins the election there, he will send it up on Nima. At large, he's senator for the Republic of Liberia. So we all cannot just sit here for our hands when we are hearing about violence, people being threatened, people being told not to go to a specific area to campaign. I listened to her explaining about the time in Nima County, pretty close to the border, and the town chief there is a lady. And according to her explanation, she said they are going to campaign. And when they got there, they met the town chief. They spoke with the town chief that they were there to campaign. And the town chief said, you people can wait. Let me go and speak with my people. And when she was told, you know, Honorable Kool told you not to allow, reportedly, say Honorable Kool told you not to allow this woman to come to this place to campaign because they are alleging that she once called them a foreigner, so meaning she can't go there to campaign. And she denied that she'd been out of that position 15 years as superintendent in my county. And that the yellow machine, you know, all sorts of things, and you know, Samuel Koka, things that have been pointed to him about the issue of violence, plenty inciting his supporter to go to this place, disrupt, go to this place, make sure that this person do not campaign, which is on his count, to refute some of these allegations. And if these things said are true, we need to change our style of politics. Yes. We need, because come one May, there will be only one winner. And we all will have to work together, smoke the peace pipe, and move Nima together, like you people always say, one Nima. There are people who have strived over the years to put their lives together, that they shadowed a long civil war in our country. There are people who have made some very huge investment, and there are people who are striving to make their contribution to the growth and development of Nima. So we cannot reach at this point. We have to almost like go to campaign and then we go into war. To our young people who are in Monrovia, in other parts, you got your brothers, your sisters, your mothers, your father, your grandparents, your friends, your associates in Nima County. It is incumbent upon you to talk to them that they should not be used for the wrong reasons. If somebody involved into election, he cannot convince the people he or she must not use violence. Because in order to win the election, you must convince the people. Tell them those things that they want to hear. Tell them those things that you intend to do. Show them tangibles what you have done. And fingers being pointed to Madam Edith Gomo, that she comes around only when there's election. And after election, and if she doesn't win, she slides back to the United States and continue. But when there's an election, she's back on the ground. And people think that's a high level of deception, according to some of them. that you cannot just be there hoping for the seat and not making impact in the lives of the people. Because you must be able to stay with the people, know their problems, and you all can find solutions to some of the problems. You might not just be able to solve all of the problems, but there are some that can be resolved on the table. And there are other allegations again leveled against the vice president. There are folks who are talking about the vice president tried to induce them with 100,000 US, 200,000, 300,000 to pull out of the race. For what purpose? What's the interest? That such amount of money reportedly being offered to a particular candidate into the race. And it on and on and on and on. National Elections Commission, open your eyes. There are laws on the book that governs election processes, that govern campaign, contribution and expenditure. These are issues, these are things that must be thoroughly looked at, not just waiting for the people to go and vote. But there are guidelines that people cannot go at the same location to launch campaign or to campaign at that identical location. And people must conform to the norms that guide us in these times. We can't wait to hear that if illegal got damaged, people die before we want to take action. The National Elections Commission, you are urged to be proactive. The reactionary tactics being too long in this country for individuals and institutions who renege on the full responsibility. We have to now have this matter resolved. We cannot go to election and go into war. Sell the ideas. Win the people over. And the mistake we keep making in this country, especially with our politicians, when you are inciting people to disrupt, rise or other gathering, you are not taking the votes away from whoever they have intended or have already decided to vote for. It's just to cause scare, because if I sat and decided I would vote for Sakando, and where we were gathering, you come and disrupt, I will leave. But on that fateful day, when polling places are open and I walk in, I've already made up my mind. There are undecided voters already that you can stay convinced. There are people with a voting card yet to make decision. Get your foot soldier, get the right people to talk to them. Tell them what you intend to do, how you intend to move the county if you win the election. Other than taking advantage of poverty, ignorance of the people and use them for the wrong reason, and some of them will sit and make themselves available. Knowingly or unknowingly. Somebody don't even know that they are in gross violation. And we are here. We are here thinking that we cannot have a concentration in Lima as it relates to the upcoming election. Let the process be smooth, a level playing field for everybody to have a space to tell the electorates what they can deliver without any disruption. Continue to go ahead. Tell the people, I intend to continue with the legacy of the late senator. Or we intend to reconcile ourselves. I intend to make Nima for all and not for one tribe or two tribes. but for Nigerians or residents in Niba, or for Liberians, because it's part and parcel of Liberia. It's the commercial hub now of Liberia. Fast developing. With some very great guides. Nobody has the right. Absolutely nobody has the right to tell you where to go campaign and where not to campaign. You can only tell somebody, do not come in my house or in my yard campaign, which is your fundamental right. It is your property, but you cannot tell because you have a house in a particular community that somebody cannot go there to campaign. Everybody that lives in that identical facility do not have the kind of belief that everyone there for you because you reside in that area. There are people who will not even vote, they don't have interest. There are people who have never registered. Some of them in their 60s, 70s, they have never had interest in politics in Liberia because they just think that everything will just be the same old way. Things will not change. Politicians are just the same. That's how some people believe. That they will say all of the good things, but when you give them the space, you turn the other way around. All of what they will preach, they will not practice them. Those things will not be seen. There was all we talk about reconciliation, but when they are there, they are devastated in their action, in their utterances. You know. So we hope that the body clothed with authority to monitor elections activity in this country, the National Elections Commission, will start to observe these things. And they are found, there are punishment, there are penalties for some of these actions. So if we just sit, try to look at it, but from the standpoint of our institution, we are urging Liberians who are eligible voters, go into the process, go there with an open mind. You have made your decision. You're undecided, you listen to all of what those candidates will be saying, evaluate them properly, see who you think best to deliver. Follow the track record, and you can make the decision tomorrow that you will not have to regret. Or even if you will regret it, that decision you will not coerced to make some decision. You did it on your own. Fair enough. All right, folks. Another point here again. You listen to the former Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joy Howard Taylor, you know, talking about some of the regrets of their government. Some of those things that they were able to achieve, but could not say it to the public. That's why she said, one of the major challenges for communication. Those challenges, she said, well, that was the major challenge. All of the challenges, communication, reaching out to the people. Because if you study Liberia, we're hoping that our society don't remain in such form. It's gullible. Especially being a politician in the public space. There is no secret in it. The same with government. That's why you got your arm of providing information to the public or defending misinformation or clarity on some misinformation. But if you sat and waited to be booted out of power before you started to explain some of the things that were done, who at fault? Some of those things were left. Some of those things were done properly. Today, Liberians are benefiting. Today, Liberians are benefiting. But they were not told. And your opponent will always capitalize on your shortcoming, your missteps, to convince the people that you have done nothing. That's politics. It takes a realistic opposition, especially for a country called Liberia, for somebody in the opposition to commend government for doing this project that benefit the masses. They look for all of your shortcomings and they will catalog it and be able to sell it to the people. Today, the opposition is doing just that the same. All of the missteps of the Unity Party, the opposition also catalog these things. Chronologically, the time will come, they will put it out and give you the timeline. What these people did, what the people do not do, it's the same. But the blame game still continue. The citizens are blaming the media, blaming this other person. But still they not know that their communication skill, their outreach skills were very poor. A lot of them have admitted. There is nothing to hide. A lot of them have admitted. The former party chairman Molu spoke about that. And Solomon George spoke about that. The former Minister of Finance Samuel spoke about that. And you look at the critical point of it from the past government to this government, and when we have seen people have lost election, whether being a representative or senator or the presidency, is this belief of not being real to your leaders. You tell them things they want to hear, and not things that are real, and not things that you will work on. And that's why we saw the empire. Roger Iglesias said the empire had a new clothes, because he said he could not repeat clothes. And nobody there could be honest to tell him, no, chief, it don't work this way. Because they were worshiping him. He wear this today, he would not wear it tomorrow, until he told them he wanted to wear a magical suit, gold, and they brought a decision. People were standing all there, able lieutenants, watching him, and said they were sewing the suit on him. He's naked, and they are sewing things that he cannot see, but he asking them how the suit look, and everybody stood there and said, oh, chief, they're too nice. And he needed to parade the time as an empire who has a new clothes for people to see. And the message went across, so everybody lined up the streets. Everybody on the shoulders of the road, cheering. He's on a chariot, carrying him. He's waving people with a crown on his head while he's naked. People shouted because that's why he lost, that's why he wanted to hear, he wanted to see. And they took a child on the shoulders of his father to say, oh, the king is naked. Sometimes we got to do some very hard truth telling to our leaders. Respectfully disagree. You guide the process. People did not campaign. They had this myth. The former president is so loved, nobody need to campaign for him. The people already love the man. So things are given to them to go and campaign. They kept it in their houses. Because this man is so much loved. Now they were harming themselves. And the former president said they were after the election in his church. He said we campaign against ourselves. Everything you people asked for to campaign, we gave it to you people. But you were there making confusion with people in your community, looking for people who are against. But you are not looking for people to convince. He said, for me, a former president, but I'll still be receiving my benefit. You, former minister, you will not receive anything. And we're seeing it today. And that's a clear sign to tell the Unity Party too, because the people are showing love to President Baka, going on holiday, go and sleep, and wait for 2029 and see miracle taking place. Because if the president now just called superintendent from across Liberia, the 15th sub-political division of our country, and say, how are people doing? No, not a single superintendent will be brave enough or earnest to say, Mr. President, life's tough. The people speak about this, the people need this. You hear say, oh, Mr. President, we can't wait to see you. It's the same we saw on former President George. The people can't wait to see you. Then we started seeing people trucking people when the president had his nationwide tour. That's where the level of high deception took place. And Chief City Allen, the chairman emeritus of the NPP, openly sat on a platform and warned the former president, stop taking people all the time. Though there are humans over there where you are going to meet. So you can note your strength in terms of numbers, your numerical strength. But because you have sycophants who claim that they love you, when they are going, they will charter buses on their own, put people in it. Nima that is highly populated, you go in Nima, you won't carry 4-5 buses filled with people. And when the president sees it, he thinks that, yeah, the Nima people, yeah, they're here. You go in Lofa, you carry people behind you. People abandon their jobs. People were being paid to go on these trips. And at the end of the day, the president did not retain the presidency. Oh, President Baka, you're listening this morning and you're able to tell him, these are some of the issues that led to the downfall of the citizen. They say, oh, yeah, the papier understand government, so the people know the papier will do well. Yes, we all hope for that. Okay, he goes to bed and relax and say, my able lieutenant will be doing it for me. There are folks in government who are working seriously to make sure that this government succeeds. There are folks, whether knowing it or unknowing it, who are also working to have this government removed. There are people in government who understand the sole purpose of those positions they find themselves in. And to enjoy what they know that they are enjoying today is to retain the position and by doing the right thing and have the people informed about what government is doing, what government intends to do, what government has achieved, what government hoping to achieve. We can't just have people getting on plane, going abroad, coming back with their hands shrinking, while others are getting on flights, going and sitting with leaders, convincing and selling the image of our country, trying to brand Liberia, that we can return to pre-war status, and can be looked at again as the beacon of hope on the continent called Africa, where our health delivery system will be restored. Like before the war, we have people who come from Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Guinea, other places, Arabic, for major surgery at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Hospital. But today, we are on flight, leaving to go to countries that are way below us, or are fast developed, and their sectors are working while we are still struggling. We're spending over $200 million for the importation of Liberia's staple food rice. How do we intend to make sure that we build the agriculture sector, empower our farmers, and grow what we refer to as our stable food, that we do not rely on others to feed us, because food insecurity is a risk to national security. So we are looking at all of these things. The CDC gave all the power 1 year, 4 months now. The unity power in the government under President Parker and Jeremiah Kool getting power 1 year, 4 months. But they have tried wolves. The 2023 election defeat, some have accepted, while others are refusing to wake up out of the slumber land that this thing is already over. What can we do? How do we manage it? How do we prepare ourselves? But you hear somebody say, hey man, I'm a president. When they're asking for the leader of Liberia, the president of Liberia, they're not going to say the president of Unity Party. They will be asking for the president of the Republic of Liberia. I want you to listen to the former vice president this morning, Madam Joel Taylor. Relax yourself, listen keenly, and listen with comprehension.
The Kool has insisted that we must follow the law. And the law is simple that we must follow Article 33 and Article 49. The speaker is still the speaker. You want to take it out of the Article now. So we are just waiting now for the final ruling. Again, it was that clear in the proceedings.
If they really go against are you going to accept it?
We've always said that we are people who follow the rules, the law. But again, I've just told you, all of the proceedings that went on, it was consistently said that we must follow the law. And the law that we must follow was quoted that we must follow Article 33 and Article 49.
So
there is nothing called majority.
So in short,
they can come to session.
So in short, it still counts of the due process.
The due process. Who is the speaker? The speaker is political. And it's that way. For you to get rid of political power, you must have 49 people. Until that's the law.
There is this allegation from Honorable Yeke Kodoba that you as chairman of one waste.
I want to deal with the court issue today.
Okay.
When Yeke Kodoba speaks, you can ask him for clarity. The day I get ready to speak, I will speak on my own. I'm not Yeke Kodoba.
Yes, but he said you.
I thought you wanted to ask me about the issue.
Yeah, we did already.
So thank you very much. Let me go and have my lunch. I'm coming back with the bill of my damas. Speak of Yeke Kodoba on the issues. When I get ready to speak, I said that we must follow the law. And the law is simple that we must follow Article 33 and Article 49. The speaker is still the speaker. You want to take it out of the Article now. So we are just waiting now for the final ruling. Again, it was that clear in the proceedings.
If they really go against are you going to accept it?
We've always said that we are people who follow the rules, the law. But again, I've just told you, all of the proceedings that went on, it was consistently said that we must follow the law. And the law that we must follow was quoted that we must follow Article 33 and Article 49. So there is nothing called majority.
So in short,
they can come to session.
So in short, it still counts of the due process.
The due process. Who is the speaker? The speaker is political power. And it's that way. For you to get rid of political power, you must have 49 people. Until that's the law.
There is this allegation from Honorable Yeke Kodoba that you as chairman of one waste.
I want to deal with the court issue today.
Okay.
When Yeke Kodoba speaks, you can ask him for clarity. The day I get ready to speak, I will speak on my own. I'm not Yeke Kodoba.
Yes, but he said you.
I thought you wanted to ask me about the issue.
Yeah, we did already.
That challenge was that we did not take our message just across like we should on what was happening, the changes that were taking place. And sometimes the government does not relay, all of the things that are happening to the people. And they say, okay, nothing happening. But there was a lot going on. A lot of road projects were going on. A lot of schools were being renovated. A lot of all the multilateral schools were done. There were new hospital facilities being built in the southeast for the first time. A lot of things took place. Bapalu has one of the most modern hospitals today. It's still sitting. It still hasn't yet been opened. I miss the fact that we didn't get a chance to take our agenda to the next level. But there are always challenges when we're in the governance space. And I definitely don't miss the noise. I believe 2029 will be a repeat of 2017.
Okay.
What did we do in 2017? President, we are led a charge to bring the opposition together. It will take a united opposition to go against the ruling United Party. We shouldn't take it for granted. It's always difficult to get a ruling party out of power, except you're able to bring all of your people together. So it will take us coming back together, coming up with a formula that we believe can help us win in 2029. It's not going to be an easy task. I believe this is the formula that enabled us to win in 2017, and I believe this same formula will be required in 2029. How can we now create a platform that the Liberian people will say, okay, we made a mistake in 2023. Let's put this bandwagon back on the table. But it would take collaboration, all the opposition forces coming together. And it's an opportunity that I believe the CDC had to make things much better. And we had one major challenge that I will talk about. And that challenge was that we did not take our message just across like we should on what was happening, the changes that were taking place. And sometimes the government does not relay, all of the things that are happening to the people. Then they say, okay, nothing happening. And there was a lot going on. A lot of road projects were going on. A lot of schools were being renovated. A lot of all the multilateral schools were done. There were new hospital facilities being built in the southeast for the first time. A lot of things took place. Bapalu has one of the most modern hospitals. Today it's still sitting. It still hasn't yet been opened. I miss the fact that we didn't get a chance to take our agenda to the next level. But there are always challenges when we're in the governance space. And I definitely don't miss noise. I believe 2029 will be a repeat of 2017. What did we do in 2017? President, we are led a charge to bring the opposition together. It will take a united opposition to go against the ruling United Party. We shouldn't take it for granted. It's always difficult to get a ruling party out of power, except you're able to bring all of your people together. So it will take us coming back together, the formula that we believe can help us win in 2029. It's not going to be an easy task. But I believe this is the formula that enabled us to win.
Okay, I believe 2029 will be the repeat of 2017. That's the voice of former Vice President, former Senator, Madam Joy Howard Taylor, there, giving her own take as it relates to the Unity Party-led government. First 1 year, a couple of months, 50%, but she thought that they fought drugs more than this government also doing. But it's going to take a united opposition to have the Unity Party out of power. What if that will actually happen? Can we have a united opposition in Liberia at this present time, or the ruling party will try to have one or two other parties supporting them? Because what we see, everybody fronting for the same thing. Most of the time, political parties or political actors want to present to the people almost similar. Almost everybody, because they know some of the challenges, some of the issues. You will hear somebody talk about health. It's nothing that is inherent. Our health system is challenged. You hear them talk about education. People want to hear improve a method for education. Ambassador, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Ambassador, and good morning to Liberians, the rest of our folks out there. It's a good morning. It's a great pleasure to be with us. So I want to remind you, you can follow us on YouTube, Kool Channel 2 on YouTube. We are on Facebook, as a matter of fact. We're also online at www.onlineradio.com, knewsonlineradio.com. It's important, like you mentioned earlier on, that the election into Nimba County, it is not just about Nimba, but it's hinged on Liberia as a whole. And it should be the business of all Liberians that peace must reign, that there be free, fair, and a transparent election there in the county. and the way, form and manner in which we carry on politicking during campaign process must be changed. A lot of you are aware what happened in Nima County at the time the former senator was alive, and he was someone who the folks would listen to. There were stand-up issues there at some part of the area, pockets of protests. And now we will now want to see the real occurrence of these issues. So it's important that our leaders in the county conduct themselves. With the report we're getting is not inferable. That, oh, this person, the law that is there, two persons cannot campaign in one place at the same time. But if you are not there, the next party can campaign there. But if it will just reserved for just one party or one candidate, and no other person can enter there, that's a complete recipe for chaos and confusion. We hope that our folks can teach a narrative. And you know, Ambassador, it has always been the tradition of Liberia. Every time a government fights to come to power, when they take the power and there are people are placed in the government, they relax. Once they are on a paycheck, they are getting all of the monies. They care less again. They become the order of the day, Lord and Gospel. And not forgetting that there are other people who struggle to put the government to power and are not opportune to be where they are. Then you see hate sort of creep in. Hate sort of creep in. It's another warning again to this government. It's good to start early and end very good. But to start very bad, it will have a bad ending, making it difficult for you. So hope that it can be a warning for our team. Like, for instance, you listen to what the Ombudsman has written on. Top government officials, folks on the Unity Party, are being pinned. We failure to follow the code of conduct, and which is not a good sign for this government. It is not a good sign because the government keeps the matter of respect of the law. And those folks who have come to work along with the people should know that the law is the law and that the law should be followed to the fullest. So Liberia, it is important that we as a people have the country in mind. I will say this again with the former vice president. She was very sincere. A lot of points were sincere. Written the government, 50%, raising the issue of campaign promises being met. Yeah. How far is the government going in drugs? Is it fully functional? Is it up to the task, making sure that they can change the narrative from the past regime to now? They still have a struggle, and she said that because of one of the campaign messages that were preached by this government. But today, drugs still having its prevalent sting on the people of this country. And it's important. She was sincere about that. And I hope that this becomes an eye-opener that the folks in this government can see and say, yes, let us work on it. But not to see it as a hit to the government. They say, oh, look at the messenger. And they attempt to sway from the message and the attention be on the messenger. So
she talks about talk about 2029 election will be the repeat of 2017. But
sure.
What are you doing to have a repeat of 2017? They had President, we are his team of over 1 million voted, 14 counties that they were able to assume state power for 6 years. And in the 6 years, Liberia felt that they did not do anything to match up the 6 years, so they could not retain that state power, so they were removed and said, look, let's go back and bring. So it's very possible that the CDC can return to power like we're seeing today by the Unity Party. But not, it depends how well you prepare, what are you doing, how do you get the message across, because even up to this time, nobody needs to tell anybody. The CDC is still refusing to accept defeat. The person who accepted the defeat was the political leader, the president of the country.
Sure.
But if you see the structure of the party from all indication, they still do. Every time there's a press conference, they talk about error machine, just by a hope. 17,000 different votes. You take 17,000.
You still going to resolve election.
Yeah, you take 17,000 votes to be played. When the people telling you in a run-up that simple majority, and you stay a simple minority, you still saying, oh, now, can you fight now to win that 17,000 or? That should be your target. What strategy are we using ahead of 2029? How do we get these people over? But the blame game is still there.
Yeah.
You still wallowing in regret. You still looking for people to blame. You are not convinced. Right now, it's time to build cells. It's time to be in the trenches, in the slums. The thousands of young men you see in the streets today who are falling prey to illicit drugs are potential voters if they are rehabilitated and capacity are built and reintegrated and become meaningful and contributing citizens to this country. Trust me, you got a whole number of votes there.
And
free education.
They are not stranger to you because you had a hem of power in your possession.
You
know them.
And it was because of them that you came to power, because you felt that they were being marginalized, they were being bullied. So they felt and said, yeah, we have somebody who is coming to lift us up. But you are still not doing that. Politics are entered into the drugs business. That's why the reason honor former President Miller, we could not fight it, because people from the opposition bloc were throwing jabs at him that he was bringing in the drugs. Rather than looking at the issues to have it addressed, we were there shifting blame. And while the numbers were increasing, proliferation of ghettos, even places that we expected to have been ill or smooth environment, like the around the Ministry of Youth and Sport at the time, you could go there. People who are responsible for the young people, you could go around there and see the number of ghettos. Today, what was said yesterday, they said, well, this government and the government is responsible for the drugs are coming.
Sure.
We are not fighting it. Well, we politicize it and leave the real issue. At the end of the day, we don't touch it. We don't make an attempt in how to solve it, and we just leave it. And the number is not going down. The number keep increasing.
Keep increasing.
We can have, just imagine, it's a threat to national security to have the number of youth arrests that we're having today.
Okay, the number is so alarming.
The number is more than state security combined.
It's so alarming.
It worries us.
It's a stress.
And these are things for us to sit and look.
And these are folks that who be doers can easily manipulate their mind and get them over to their side. You see?
If a man can leave his home and go to the cemetery where our dear ones are resting,
yeah,
and see that area to be area very comfortable to relax, to sleep. If some of our daughters, our sisters, who that we think tomorrow should be a better mother, who could be minister, who could be the next Ellie, who could be the next Angie Brooks, who could be the next Olubangi King,
are you really? Yeah.
The next Gloria Muzuska,
the next Channel U,
who could be the next Liman Bowie, the next Joa Hawatilla.
Well,
you know,
they are in the ghettos.
The next Mary Lorraine Brown. You know, but they are in the ghettos. They are giving birth to children who will never know them as their mothers.
In the ghettos.
In the ghettos. How do we get them for that? And now this is the point. Until we can learn to change the style of politics, we will just talk in this country, people will just can't just do their own thing and won't come, the other person can't do their own thing, because it will not change. Because this issue of opposition thinking that the only impact they can make, except they are in power, they need to graduate from that place.
Except they make sure they make the sitting government unpopular, that they can come to power.
Who told you you cannot build a vocational school as an opposition political party? Say, oh yeah, the Liberty Party got the vocational school. The Liberty Party got the rehab center. Alright. The ANC got a vocational school. The ANC got a rehab. That's your contribution. You are more in the mind.
This sanitation plan that recycling waste into finished product. Who told you that?
Who told you you cannot even open water factory? There are means you can get involved in some businesses and generate income to even keep supporting somebody's projects. That before, because every time you hear somebody say, man, you know, opposition won't get money, because you do not even pay dues. Because how can the party run and only wait to be in power before the party show up her financial strength?
What thing will do? Get to anything.
We do nothing. We got money.
Get to anything.
And this thing.
After the election, the party abandoned their very people who they call their members.
It have turned to a cliche. It's just repeating itself. Almost everybody got the same political excuses when they come to power. When they got to power, they got the same thing.
They claim to be different, but all of them have the same agenda.
Yeah. The only difference you see are individuals who understand government and governance, who know exactly why they are serving in some of these positions, who are making meaningful contributions, striving, and not letting the public to distract them.
Who told you that you always have been rest in the country?
No.
Eh? You see, man, I don't think they're going to be in Nigeria, the president, what they're doing there? No. But the very people you claim to love and you want to govern, when you're not in a position, you abandon them. Then all of the problems leave on government, and the problems government want cannot solve all the problems because the problems is very huge and mountainous. Yes. But we all sit and look at it. So at the end result, when you leave all the problem now, and the government that is there is unable, and you go there now, you take the cage out now, you start suffering. You see, there's the same thing with this government. When this government came, all the loopholes that were created by the past government, they have to cover everything. Pretty close to 1 year, up to now, they're still struggling with some issues. But to be frank,
those things have not yet gone away.
Yeah. You see? Because whenever you see that you are about to leave, you create problem for the next government. How sure are you that when you really put yourself together, opposition ready to, and you need a party see that they can be re-elected, what kind of problem they'll leave for you? That for you to recover and start working and be difficult for you. And all that you're doing, you are just harming the very people you say you want to come govern. Let's be careful. And this has been a continuous cycle. We just turning inside from government to government. We're not helping the citizens. We're not helping. We are not. Look at our few commercial hubs. You go still play dirty, say our government must do it. Who told you government must do everything? Because the very people you are depending on that tomorrow when you come to power to vote for you, the problem you will leave with the just the government, they can't handle it, the people might not even survive to come and vote for you. Hunger will kill them. Sickness will kill them. So you got to be there to help that they live.
And you hear her, the former vice president, talking about the issue of united opposition. He said because it's difficult to have a sitting government out when you don't have a united opposition. But the opposition in this country, almost all of the political parties got the same agenda. They got the same manifesto. The methodology they use to campaign, they all use the same thing.
Yeah.
But you people are all fronting for one position with one agenda.
Yeah.
But this person will tell you, I'm not in a race to be second.
So I will do.
I'm not in a race to win silver or bronze. I here to win gold.
I'm really cool. But what are you doing?
Yeah. And this, so they said that only the presidency you can make impact or you can change things.
But
so what happens in your lifetime? You will never get the chance to be president.
Ambassador, that's exactly what it's saying. That only the presidency might have before they change things.
We understand that key component in terms of making decisions at the level of the presidency, but that's not the only means of making impact. There are other ways and there are other things you can even do. There are individuals you can even develop that could be far better than you. And the people might just see a better picture in that person than you. And tomorrow you will sit and smile and say yes.
The way we practice our own politics and democracy in this country is completely different.
Yeah.
And politicians have not realized that they're not helping us. They have not realized it yet.
And if you look at something, political parties coming up with something on the rating or the performance of a particular government, they do not sit in a meeting, executive meeting, for the leadership that everybody will critique and come to one word. The political leader of that party will just come sit down one day and make a statement on behalf of the entire party. Or the Secretary General will come and make a statement on behalf of the entire party, or the youth chair will come and make a statement on behalf of the entire party. So at the end of it, you have divided opinions. How can you have a political party? The chairman is calling press conference and say 0%. The former vice president come and say 50%. So where did she get her 50? Where did her get well, 0 from? You know, these are mockery when it comes to our democracy.
Sure.
There are some statements, especially coming from a political institution, are not just made by one individual because you feel you sit in a particular position. There are things you must be able to take into consideration. There are things you must be able to measure. And we see these things on a very serious note. Let me say good morning and happy birthday to you, Mother Goma Many. Happy birthday. We always following as well. I'd like to wish you happy birthday as you celebrate today. Yeah, more grace, more blessing, more years to come. Mother Goma Many, happy birthday to you. And you see, we're listening to the situation in Nima County. We're going for by-election, fair election. It's been reported that somebody is telling people, somebody where to campaign and where not to campaign.
And it's not helpful for us.
It's not helpful. I listened to Mana Ile this morning. And she was talking that she and her team, they were denied, they were chased on a particular village because allegedly Sam Coker had given instruction to the township not to allow her to go campaign over there.
What kind of country is
If it is true, is that your barrier?
And this is a sitting lawmaker.
Yeah.
Who should be knowledgeable of the. He has gone to campaign before.
Mm-hmm. Who understand the guidelines when it comes to election?
Yeah. And I'm saying this thing, the way we that part of the election of people handling in the country, if care not taken. Because they have made tradition and cultural, tribal issue to overshadow the essence of democracy. And it's good for us. Allow the people to vote. Who told you that when you're not even when you're not even campaign on the post that you the one that you don't vote for? Yes. But we tend to divide the people, and of which it's not helpful for us. Yes. Let's be true to ourselves. And we can't, everybody cannot sit here and allow this happen to the county, because the county is part of Liberia. That's what we say, Liberians, your thoughts and prayers should be for the people of Nima County, so that they can go through this period successfully. The 22nd is right at the door, and the decision they will make will carry them for years. Care if not taken, that's how you see election. As soon as election is over, the next day we start to complain. You see the other group, the council will protest, the other group with this. Oh, we never voted for this person. This person not our person. And all that. Because at the time, there were campaign processes, the main focus of the people was being distracted, and at the end of the day, they made a decision based upon somebody's opinion and not what they want. And the Constitution gave Liberians the will power to decide what they want. To decide. Imagine everybody, each of those people have voting cards. They go in the voting stream one at a time. But at the end of the day, they make a collective decision.
Yeah.
I say, oh yeah, this amount of posts, this is what they want.
And we got exactly 2 weeks, 14 days
Yeah.
election.
Yeah.
Exact 14 days to go.
You see? Well, people say, oh, you know, the first thing that came up, you know, a man of men's seat, so that your member goes on. Then why do we have election now? They'll just tell someone and say, you, who the election commission certificate you? We're going to spend taxpayers' money. We have more than 2 million for the election there. You see? Let allow true democracy to fill this country. We should not mix democracy with hate, jealousy. When the period come about, you hear people are so derogatory in their statements. Then tomorrow you say, well, we want people. No. The people matters. It is about the people. That's why you want to become a leader there. And when you have been successful, you will become a leader for everybody, not one group of people. So then why come on a matter of division? You have to be a leader for everybody there. Whether you voted or not, once the person who wins will become the leader for everybody. This that should be. And like we are saying time past, our institution need to do about educating our people, creating awareness. If the people are aware, they will make profound decisions. But we won't wait this electionary period when both of them should have lost the taste of the process. They listen to their kinsmen, they listen to people they want to hear, and not the commission to give the information to them. And it's bad for our country. And a lot of the institutions have fallen victim of this thing, and they don't educate. There are so many institutions. Listen to the vice president. Yeah. She said, I wanted the message. The people never knew. If they were going to inform the people what the former president did, the people were going to say, yeah, because he did it, let's vote him. But they said no. And this is still happening. That culture of alienating the people for information is very bad for our country. There are so many wars going on in this country by institutions, but the people don't know. Because why? They are not informing the citizens. And we got media institutions around here. And come there. Every month, what are you doing? Every week, what are you doing? Every quarterly, every 6 months. Inform the people, let them know. Because when they hear what you're doing, they begin to believe in the process. They begin to say, yeah, our taxpayer money is working for us. But they don't know. All they know is the government steal the money. Probably the government might be working on the background. Like recently you saw the national volunteers, the national volunteer of teachers. Who knows? Are their family members aware of what government plans for them or what government doing for them? How many of them are getting on payroll? They don't know. All they know is the government treating the people they're bad. You see, the lack of information. We're having the EPA around here. We have the Ministry of Health. We have the city corporations, sanitations. Why are they telling the people? Are they informing them about the danger of opposing diet around them? If they can take the time just to inform the citizens, they will get to know the importance. And the next thing they'll do is say, no, I cannot allow this to happen. I cannot do this. Just imagine, I just witnessed a scene in red line, a police officer standing in the middle of the road directing traffic. They call for that. Somebody may get in the bottle. They've been knocking.
Yeah, I don't know if you say about Kool.
He called for one. The guy put in the plastic. He drank everything. Then he rolled the plastic like this. He just low one side into it and then chunk it. He said, in the middle of the road. I said, what kind of example are we doing? If that police officer would have, I was just watching him. If he had just put that thing in his pocket, with all of the folks watching him, that would have been an example. Oh, why they put him there, put the plastic in the pocket? Because he want to go to a proper place and dispose it there. But he stood up right in the middle there and just throw the thing like he playing marble. While we are complaining about dye being there, he there to put in dye. And there are small plastic he throw in there, he will look at it. But it's one that adding up to the dye that is there. So you see, because even our people who should be knowledgeable, because they are not informed, so they don't know. They don't know the danger. They don't know the danger. You work into the place, staying there all day. If even that one day would have gone in your pocket and say, make carry someone and put it there, it would have been an extraction of one day. And if one would have been extracted, you won't find the amount of dye on the ground there. But because our institutions, All they think about just to write the BB book, write the documents and things, and force checks and all that. Now you're hearing the LRA complaining. When people say you go hospital, when you go hospital, you're bringing a 3 government pay, people lying. LRA complaining that they come to have issue with some other people. They bring in fraudulent hospital receipts to claim reimbursement. You know you're not sick. You know you are not sick. But you left you said you told government or the institution is sick. You go drinking, you get drunk for 2 to 3 days, 1 week. You certify yourself. Then you go to a false hospital receipt. You can't know why you give the people say I was sick. Get a document. You have paid the money. Then the money I spent. What kind of wickedness there? You see. But if only our institutions can take their time and educate, create awareness for the citizens, it will help this country. Because these are just men. We say, oh, ignorant of the law excuses no one. How? Are they ignorant? They don't know it. Teach them it. And if they don't do it, yeah, teach them it. If they don't do it, then you don't hold them responsible. Say, no, you can't hold them responsible. We taught you. You know it. But the men don't know it, so the men do it, you know. Whereas it is government responsibility to instruct, to educate, create awareness repeatedly, over and over. But we don't do it. We don't do it. How many times do you hear the LDA on an average in the community? Just to come create awareness. Today we come to come arrest you. Yeah.
How many?
How many times?
How many of these institutions you find out doing outreach? You find out providing the necessary education. Telling, you know, there are people only hear about some of these institutions. They don't even know the workings and the sole purpose of these institutions.
They don't know
their function. What are their roles? Because if the people get to know, they can even help to guide you in the process. They can even help to have you informed on some of the things.
Sure.
When you see people who are in line or misstepping, and you are the ministry or agency responsible to make sure some of these things are corrected, that people are apprehended, they could have you informed.
Yeah.
They could have you informed because there are people who don't know in this country, you know, smoking drugs or trafficking drugs. People only think about the end users.
Yeah.
Only the people they see in the ghetto are the people who get taking drugs. But who bringing it, they don't know. What are some of those signs? I will tell you that this person is involved in this. They almost like the Liberia National Police. The traffic division. How many times you listen to them on the radio?
Yeah.
Telling driver about stop and park. What's the difference between stop? What is the difference between park?
Yeah.
How many of the drivers? You know what? One other thing. I told you before. The problem in Liberia is this: we have not been able to provide the education to our people.
No.
I don't know whether it is intentional.
It is intentional, Wiki.
Or not.
So that the people do not know, so that they don't hold you responsible at all.
At this present age and time, you see even crosswalk. Almost all of the drivers, motorcyclists, keke driver, they don't respect pedestrian on the crosswalk.
No.
They don't even respect people walking with a cane. People who are visually impaired cannot see. You will be on the crosswalk, somebody almost wanting to hit you. Sometimes you find people who understand what people on the crosswalk. So then, when you on the crosswalk, try to cross, then you find somebody sitting in the car, putting their hair up. I mean, I make that woman.
Yeah.
Although you finish taking all of the time.
And you even take all persons with, like, for example, physical disability or visual impairment, you tell them to be beggars.
But this is why we were just talking earlier on. You think a political party cannot have a 2-day workshop for travelers and maybe put it into zones, those who will be available, to tell you the road sign, road safety, all of these things. Those are contribution. You know?
And I tell a broad problem because the people don't know.
It's organizing or 3-day or teachers workshop for public school teachers or for school administrators or principals. You don't have to go sit down to the place and pay civil service that you call press conference. It's not your personal money, that taxpayer money being paid to those people, and I work the day for it. But we're talking about, what are you called? Martin Luther King asked. At one graduation ceremony, he asked the students, what are your blueprints? What's your contribution to your country? You know, there are some people in this country absolutely got no contribution to this country. They are complete liability to
They're causing more problem to the country.
Yeah. And some of them just think that this country owes them. You were more than 20 years in government in key position. You were there, sometimes would not pay certain people, they will protest before they get their money. You stay calm, you want to live at the expense of the poor people. There are some things that we really need to cut down in this country. That we need to work on it because it's hurting our economy, it's hurting our people, and it do not offer well for our country. Look, people who serve in elected position, we're not talking about the president, the vice president, the speaker, or I mean, not even the speaker, but maybe you can say the speaker, or the pro tem, the chief justice, or other associate justices. But still to see at this age and time that somebody will serve 9 years as senator or 12 years as representative after leaving and will still see who will be compensated in. I've done, but the officers who will spend 20, 27 years, he leaves
with nothing.
He leaves and leaves with nothing and do not get anything at the end of the month. The insurance will run after it and he died in the process. And so we can't keep making one set of people look so extra than the other.
The man got in the position, he got the fattest pay.
Yeah.
He was paid well.
He leaves the position.
Don't pay him.
Even what he didn't give him, he stay above the
everybody. But when you tell me, for example, 15,000, you give him half of 15,000, or you need 10,000, give him half. Five, the message at home doing nothing, causing confusion in the community, causing problem for this country. We pay him $5,000 at the end of the month. What's that? Eh? We have no face my law.
You're paying $500 a month.
We give the nurses, the doctors in the hospitals, the police officers, when they are patient, are they getting paid? Eh? They've been making $150 for more than 25 years. He retired. How much you getting?
Now $150 when he bill us.
Yeah.
And you finish that man say all the time you're working.
Yeah, what he did. He didn't $150 got to buy a uniform for himself. Eh?
Now he carry money.
But the man who just work for 6 years, 12 years, 9 years, 18 years will pay him.
No, the man worked in a period of 1 year. In a period of 1 year as a representative or senator, he was able to build 1 or 2 houses. The other man spent 30 years making $50 a year, $75, $110, $125. They go to 150, then they put pause on it. You use the 150.
Yeah. They go almost 7, 8 years.
Yes.
It can't change.
When they put $20 on it, then they hold it for another decade. But let's go to the line this morning and hear from you folks. All of the training events from Liberia. These are some of the issues that we're looking at this morning, and we need to talk about some of these things. These are critical issues to talk about always. Let's talk to our callers from the line. Go ahead.
Good morning, good morning, Dad.
Morning, sir.
Raymond Sachs, from Kool this morning, Wiki. You know, Wiki, I want you to have very wicked in this country. Wiki, look at the right our constitution. For the president and the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, that they have 2 things to contest, right? So if you run the 2 things, you want the 2 things, you have them retired. But when you run like President just we are and to our and then let me tell you. Then we tell the for how long the court they say you can run as many as you can. I think people love you the body was saying that is power. So if you for one long ago and then we tell you, let me tell you, what we spending on national money in this country. Of what you were elected in the body and that perform. Wiki, let me say what this exemption, right? Even down to our government officials for Texas driver right now are going on junction. Even down to our government officials, if vision impaired point is structure on the clock war, trust me, they get stuck. The brain are there, wait.
No, you are right. You are right. That's true. I've seen that on so many occasions. I've seen that. That's true. That's true. A lot of them do not respect that. That's true.
Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. That's true. That's a good observation. I've seen that on so many occasions as well. Good morning.
Wiki bro, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Saying that, Pastor Bob, my colleague, the one who wants President Walker to be the presidency right now.
Good day, you there.
I listened to the investigation. We placed some key information on the floor. When they continue cleaning against the past administration, economy, when people still coming on it. Even you journalists, to still be calling them, bad comment, police bring. Look, the bad government is a government that will be responsible for government that gets very excellent in some sectors, is not all. That's why the former vice president said it, and said, the things will not be okay, doing everything, they will go. But he also he said that now he said those words, but the former police establishment, we are not doing anything. I don't know when we keep votes because of the campaign for party for the democracy, so we are not doing anything. That we keep votes, no. That will go whoever generally look at it, yeah, we don't know.
Thank you. When English is a problem, that's what I said earlier on. When you listen to comprehension. We talk about all the opposition political party. The former vice president said what happened in 2017 will be a repeat of 2029. Then the question was, what are you doing? What are you doing to show? She talked about united front from the opposition. Then the question being asked, why I gotta do a CDC? Why I gotta go to the party? I got EPSD here. I get a member of the political party.
Good morning. Good morning,
I still say you don't want to accept election result. That means you call press conference.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. It's one of the lines, you know. So you gotta learn to understand these things. Opposition and government in waiting. What are you doing? That's the question. You want to come to power, but what are you doing? You wouldn't want the people to wake up in the morning and say, no, let's go put the other people there. You have to show sign. Every political party that won election in this country, there were things that they had to do. So what are you doing right now? We asked the Liberal Party, what are you doing? You have to see all. Well, you got to show something. You didn't the president for charity or for people that want sympathy. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. We keep bro science with this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. You know, I'm Joseph from Broadway this morning. You know, Wiki, we need to change our attitude and our mindset. A democratic president sitting, someone say I want for $1 billion to do for the president right now. How can that be? Meaning the same thing you're saying that people are not accept the result yet. That's the same thing going on. Even the vice president, I listen to her, she keep calling former president weird. You can't do this. And we hold in high esteem, she's a respectful person in this country. She's an eminent person. We didn't expect her to be going that route. Because even you call for your benefit, that's your entitlement. The constitution, it had to be done. If it was not done yesterday by you people, I think President Walker needs to set an example to give all of them, even former President Charles Taylor. need to get the benefit. President Buckler must set that particular stage that they didn't give it to me yesterday, but let him give it to other people. That's what we call you lead by example. Maybe tomorrow other people will follow. Okay, the vice president talking about coming back within 2 days, we didn't do that. First of all, you don't even have a coalition now because the NPP are withdraw, the LPDP are withdraw. And I don't know why you keep linking the NPP, the LPDP as a coalition. No, you're getting it wrong. And even
because
this country,
because that marriage has ended already.
That marriage has been ended, brother. I don't know where she coming from. We got to come back
I'm sure she that she will be a running mate or former president.
So even president, former president, we are how one make her to think that she will still be the vice president to former president. We are no, she will not think that way because even the NPP is not even willing to carry her again for the fourth time because she breached the constitution for 10. The constitution in the NPP said 210. 2011, 2017, you went 2023, 10, which of course you breach the constitution, which will make you to breach the constitution fourth time again. Well, NPP we're not going to allow that. So let's just stop saying this thing because even when it comes to convention 2028, she will not even compete in that particular convention. On a serious note, we're not allow her. We should go up, she come down. So what you even give the people of Liberia, 50%, even what you earn. You not even give 50% to the people of Bunk County. I'm not talking about Liberia. So you talk about you do this, you do that. You are not doing anything, even in Sana yet. So come, you start denigrating other leaders in the country. I think you should be unify the people of Bunk County, then invite them. The other person.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Freeman. Let's talk to other callers on the line who want to participate this morning. Okay, there are issues. Critical national issues. She talked about the issue of drugs, which is very key, and we know she said something, and it's not just the first time saying it, that no family is exempted when it comes to the issue of illicit.
Yeah.
And that's just reality. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Wiki.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to the last. Today is Sunday, and I call you on Ghana this morning. I first want to say, I want to say you guys for the struggle for this. The government is supposed to say that you who are working for this government, you're only going to elect some people. And I don't even know how much wisdom you guys have at your president that and big profit I can benefit this country. And we get some time on this from the other side coming to condemn you guys. I'm sorry for that word.
No, go ahead.
And you don't want to think the video. Don't think the video. We got in the video yet. We got kick out of here. Don't go and listen to this. And allow these people to help this country to grow to the topic. In my mind, we need to help the women. For the drug issue, we are citizens of this country need to help the security people. What is about us? We're not talking about it. We want to put it, we want to put it, the community people need to help. Somebody who have learned how this, they're sitting there. We don't want to carry a complaint. We don't want to see the body on the street, they don't want to follow them. And you know that the problem, and some people know the killer. Some of our people will have the killer. How do we study drug treatment if we are not sincere to ourselves? The young people are going. Jesus, you gotta have this country. As we come to the topic, I have tried on many occasions I can walk on our front road. It's not going to get you there. The power, the woman of valor, is not here. Our last road. Why is it the problem? When you say they have been you, you're stupid of God. Somebody on behalf of my valor, you say you, I go on the road. We don't have any war. I will play you to educate the driver. Thank you for this one, begin.
Thank you, sir, for being part of the conversation. Let's talk to other callers this morning as the weigh in on 0775-919-919. Let's talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky Rosenberg.
Good morning, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Josiah Small from Owen Up East Line. About 540. Ricky, let me say thanks for the both of you for discussing series of issues. You see, in this country, I always tell people, when it comes to sanitation, because I mentioned it, we give you a team, but let's zero again. Someone got to tell me, one got to tell me, Josiah, zero, you really want to get bathroom on it? I don't know how to get bathroom in my house. You think the president, or whosoever, the same way will come from your house or from your office, he can tell me, Josiah, don't keep your point dirty, don't keep your yard dirty. I'm not know that dirty helpful to us. We have our own problem. Like I always said, there's the only country I see we the people want to see and know that other countries, we want to mention Ghana. You think Ghanaians are Burmans in other countries that are moving the government, that are clean. You think that Manchester is clean? Everyone has to stay 24 hours. Nobody has more 24 hours than their friend. How these people using that 24 hours, they making headway? How we use that 24 hours, we're not making headway? Because our mind is not developed. Development comes from the mind. When your mind is developed, it's something awesome. Like, no, something you get it, while even if something in the plastic when I hear on the street, so now you forget, I'll put it in my pocket. Because I'm not just want to drive it easily. Because I want to see the country clean. But we're not thinking about that. Don't get sick more. Don't face problem more. It's your life. If DC come out and get all hard, where do we go? JFK, area. We say, oh God. But when DC head hard, the president, we say, well, ministers of art, where do they go? All the country. We don't love ourselves. We, the ordinary people, should take the lead and say, we don't want to see this happening because we don't want to suffer most. Then we'll embark on the government. So it's still what we want to see. But will you do that? Because when one man feel that you say only one politician, everything again, they take around far around, you feel you are around. You're not thinking that that man like better than me, the children like better than me. They think around far around, what will they do for me? 2 years from now. Like I just said that Sunday. We will say, oh, they're blocking any project. Why get president of government? If the government is all the roads in Liberia, if they give me pay, if the president be right behind us, our president, our challenge, if that will be push on me. So, I'm not here who clean for it. Who not say, I just want to see wait for them in the soil pay. I want to see wait for them don't come in. I want to see greater wait pay. I want to see even they want to have all the sectors be better. I will celebrate. But I don't think we the other people, men of us, we better move from being like the violence in Niba. We better start moving and think about our children's future. Almost all the young people they come over that child children. What are you doing? We ask them that they begin. They made my own mouth. And my own mouth said, "You don't have to survive." They say you get child. What are you doing to support a child? Why don't people want to move in the
Thanks, sir. Let's talk to other callers on the line. You said it. Good morning.
Mr. Gray, Mr. Ra, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Let me say good morning to His Excellency President Bwaka and Rokezoye Unanika. So, let me appreciate you guys for your efforts. To see like grow better, I think your efforts is beyond expectation. We are appealing to Ministry of Information to always help in a PUL or certain media institution. It's not all, but I mean, you guys are doing well in spite of our disagreement at times, but you guys are doing well for the country. Notwithstanding, our concern has been drawn to the issue of the vice president. Her revelation made on Spoon FM. Yeah, I think, right? We need to do amendment in the law. It is clear that former vice president, former president, speaker, or lawmaker should be given a benefit 50% of the current one at the sitting. But in the case of a former vice president and a former president Wiki employees, can we ask ourselves, the law talk about honorable retirement? Have people retired because the constitution says when the former president when the president and the vice president go for 2 terms and a 2 term ends successfully, it means they are honorable retired. a lawmaker decide not to run in an election, it mean he or she have honorable retire. But if you go to election like Joe, we are a former president, we are a Dara Joe who went 2023 election to go for 7th term. I mean, unfortunately for them, they were beaten and they say after impolitical activity, are you telling me they are all retired? So now let's see the law from a different perspective. Let's see the reality. These people, they are, for all, she ran about any retirement benefit and so forth. I'm asking myself and the law, have these people all retired? No. People that say after impolitical activity, only early joining study, all who are retired, they are not after impolitical. I can advocate, for that benefit and all of for Joe out for going ahead. Nobody should view a thing that they put they are retired because why? They are say at the in politics and they will not retire on road because when they ran 2023 election. So let's see it from that perspective. We gotta do amendment in the law. Thank you so much for the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to my two great ambassadors this morning.
Good morning, Ambassador
Moses Zion.
Thank you for the exclusive recognition. I want to use this time to add my voice to what the Kool just said to the government. You know, this radio station is for Liberia. This radio station is not for United Party, CDC, ANC, or the India. Or no, but this radio station is for the Liberian people. So no matter what, I listen to my childhood friend and brother Peter, my colleague from Matali there. He said this radio station is for everyone of us. That is why we are for the past time of having received a pay on this radio station because this radio station push for the Liberian people. And those people are always sacrificing for the Liberian people. For heaven's sake, they got nothing to tell them. It better we just give them like that. But it is good that we commend them for what they are doing for this nation. For some of us, we will always call to tell God thank you for their lives, for what they are doing, for the fact that they are pushing this nation. They want to see the betterment of this nation. Because if the nation grows today, we all grow, we all get better. If today Wiki Bruce and Nathaniel continue to push, oh, Liberia is better. Liberia have our hair bridges. Liberia have a better road, a clean city. Oh, it is Kool FM. It's one of the radio stations that were able to add on the Liberian book. Help the government to put those things, to the things that are happening to all entities. Wiki Bruce and Nathaniel will be there, telling the government, telling the president that many of always see the president is now all over. But at times when they see those ills, they come out and see it. May God continue to bless this radio station. And let me use this opportunity to speak to Mike Josephine and Councilor Peter Porotala and also say happy pre-birthday to myself. Friday will be my natal day. God bless you and God may bless the radio station more and more.
Okay. You're welcome. And happy birthday to you, Pastor Moses Zion. Always a regular caller this line.
Always. I talk to other callers on the line. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Still blessed from the Japanese field this morning from 1:20 this morning. And Mr. Brooks and my brother, let me get come or something conversation. So, former past president for our teams, not a member of the Congress or greedy of the current government. It is not the Congress for Democrats. They'll get out there. So we have all black as members of the Congress of Democratic it's not a contradiction. They're not be corrected. And two with the issue, let me refer we have to be clear. It's one matter how it is. Is there retirement benefit or benefit associated with the presidency? We have to be clear. Whatever is retirement benefit, I will say you vote for because you contested for the elections. You know, their positions like that. But if it is benefit associated to the presidency, their law is supported. In this country, upgrading on this current regime, she hurt many Liberians.
She's wrong. Where the people of this nation are suffering. Visibly they are suffering. You see the government is 50%. What are you telling the people of this country? She's wrong. You see that President Boga has broken all the laws of this nation, and you create this government 50%. Education, MCSS school teachers is going down on a whole school, and you create this government 50%. You go to hospital that are visibly empty. Go to GFK, he said 50%. High level of unemployment in this nation. You find that you are so jobless in this nation. It's not that they want to be jobless, but this government has made sure they all the people in the British government 50%. No matter how she has to get back to it. They will everything what she said to the people of this country. You know they're struggling for this nation. You get a government that continue to struggle, let the people keep in the poverty, and you create a government. What are you telling us? She has to rethink all what she said on small effort. You know how?
Thank you. Thank you for making your point.
You said it personally.
And you see, this is the point. She, according to you, she did not speak because the marriage ended, but she did not show any line on the separation that we're no longer part of this. She still calling the former President Weah. She's telling you how they will come back to power.
And that is a marriage.
And 2029, it will be the repeat of 2017. Now, her greeting, according to you, hurt a lot of Liberia. But today, you also not giving your greeting and saying that the government has miserably failed. You see the adjective being used? Miserably. But you want somebody to accept that. Politically, if we decide to be tolerant and accept people's opinion or view, we can get somewhere. You try to make it, we all know they end it. The party had an official statement when they left. It's no longer coalition, it's the Congress for Democratic Change. That party is currently standing alone. Yes. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good morning to Nani and those listening. This is David Chi and Johnny from District 6. You asked some question this morning as to whether there are political parties in this country and what are their involvement while being in opposition. Well, to the best of my recollection, there were over 15 political parties that contested the 2023 general and presidential elections. Most of those parties, as we speak, are sitting idly, doing nothing, and waiting for 2028, 2029. That's the time they will start to bring political leaders going from different communities, different countries, and campaigning, telling you to vote them. And that is not possible. When you are a political party, the first thing, we don't even have sanity in the political environment, because you will see people cross-carpeting other places in America. When someone is born Democrat, that person dies Democrat. When someone is born Republican, that person dies Republican. There's nothing like moving from one governing party to another opposition political party. It doesn't work that way. And they should even be seen in the legislature, because the oppositions have huge numbers in the legislature. Unfortunately, the opposition conspired with the ruling party to remove a speaker, which is also an opposition. That is unfathomable. So how do you expect these same people to be involved with political processes, with activism? They will not do it. So every activities you see them embarking on is based on an ego, is based on something that they have interest in. So the point is, until we can come to a point where people are loyal to political institutions, where political institutions are independent, because most of the political parties we have in this country have single benefactors, and those benefactors are the sole decision makers. When they say the party is going the way, the party goes that way. You see the likes of the ANC right now. ANC is not speaking. ANC is very quiet because the political leader of the ANC is on sabbatical. Once he gets ready to engage the media, he gets ready to go around in other counties, that's the time the ANC will get animated, the ANC will resuscitate. And that should not be the way. When you're an opposition political party, you should get involved. That this is also true of the current political establishment, United Party. What we knew them for, they were very critical for that one. Gave them the credit. Since 6 years, United Party was vociferous. They were very loudly spoken all over on the media talking about national issues. Unlike the current political opposition parties, which are saying issues, but they are keeping very quiet because of their own personal reason. I think to progress, if our politics continues on this trend, I think we will not have honest and genuine people in politics. We will not have honest and genuine people in governance as well, because it is opposition that emerged to the governance position of the country. So thank you for highlighting this. It's very important for all of us.
Thank you
to talk about.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome to it.
Yeah, you're welcome. And you know, that's why we usually tell people, and these are some of the problems that we have in this country now. These are some of the problems we have in this country, and that's the reason why our Democrats have been struggling to grow. You hear somebody beating states of a church. I'm a die-hard Unity Party partisan, but yet you can't pay dues. You're a sympathizer. What made you a member of a party when you have no say in the party?
Good morning, Mrs. Scully.
What's that? Good morning to the Labrador people. The way we live in the country, I'm for in fact, what I said before I get on the topic. Anything that I have to carry in there on his side, you know, not far from the prayer full of criminals. They won't, that will be fired in there or say. The national shooting wrong last night, they go all over calling police.
Are the police who are doing it? Are the police?
We know who was shooting. Charlie get up around the police actually where I go. Where the police, we even know. So I think it's better they give us a quarry in a day, in a night, than in a day. Because one time they will keep it, one time they will carry water in a day. In the nation, we over 2 hours on free charge our phone. Then they carry them over the floor, we fire on us, and last night we sleep, I slept on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, they top it. How much money because we like people we want to forget. The things I was going through for which we borrow for me, they pass for me. How much money they left me account and they forcing the old man. After doing all the things, saying everything that is going in this country, that is for getting benefit. How much money they left me account? The old man said he left 2 million when he left. The 2 million to any girl I will have watched it with the 2 million. For no young head is a national and they don't like you. How much money they left in the account now? I want to know. For them to that they may rating from all angle after crediting against taking money from companies in the country that they will make know where to tell you what way and they see that the other group they see him for him. Then they will kill people that break the country benefit. How much money they left in the account for the benefit, then they tell you that great people make.
Okay.
You can shop one person like that. I'll tell you the money.
Okay. You're welcome, Mr. Scully, for your contribution this morning.
Let's talk to other colors. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Wiki. Good morning to God.
Good morning.
Yeah, give up.
Yeah, this is the work on. So, my first information is the Senkoka issue. Here is true. Senkoka, even though we support to go away from the party, and we support to be the senator in case of the chair, but you don't give you the right to stop somebody from going and then finish anytime, any minute. We are not supporting you for that attitude. It is true. Say it. should be a further than that, and that's in the campaign in New York. And then election in Liberia as home. Nobody own Liberia, there's no village in Lima that owned by you. All the village in Lima that owned by Liberia people, they own by Lima kind of people. You have no reason to never not going to be there. They won't campaign. If you win, you will win. Nobody should start. Never not going anywhere. They won't campaign. They go anytime in Liberia. I think you have to repeat. And we said they want to recover my people, and we have to know. We don't want to in Liberia. That's how they walk and come. That's how protest come and we don't want it. Very me opinion. The next thing about the more bad president. My sister, on the woman myself in the same country. But I didn't waste the time by coming back to say your mom CDC won't come out. When I say we can help you, maybe they can help me about CDC because we have to the point to mention the number and we have to because we not allow you to come back. Well, I say mistake they don't like the potential. Thank you for the time.
Okay. Thank you as well. Let's talk to other callers on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, I want to understand something. Because I'm going to from police academy. Is this our constitution? In law of Liberia, just for 7 people, I can recall a few years back, people were advocating for child civil benefit. Citizens will be all there saying, child that did not retire. They're moving from here. We saw Moses Black and child 10 years. How Moses Black living in Liberia, they're living with a stepman. Nobody had time. Why other people, when it comes to them, they become so serious in the country? What is the reason? What's the reason of giving law people all those money when someone going that house? They make no impact. Absolutely nothing to do until they leave. Then when they leave, people suddenly agree that you give them all that money. Why the nurses, the police, can work for the next 10 years, they get put in adequate for hard life. Don't get home, that don't get better, or that don't get better. I try to say, I always say, when conviction I have that don't be better, with the mindset we get. Because people that don't get better, we like doing, we must try to get better. But the country that they never send people, because the people who are level-headed people, they sit up there, they just take decision on behalf of themselves for the better of their family. They will say that they can never. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope that Liberia get better one day.
Yeah, we all have to be of the eviction. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Fine. Yeah, this is Daniel Pumudu calling from the Puro Belt.
You're welcome.
Okay, let me first commend you for your topic under discussion this morning. Let me come in shortly. George, one previous call say something where I want to support concerning about the former president, even the president. The Constitution sometimes we need to remember it. You tell me the people are still have the mind in coming back in the race. Now they want benefit or they want retirement fee. For the parliament retire. The big thing, they put them out. Then they go to come and repay them away. They come back again. They run, they win. You be getting that pay, then it's happening they get a president. If they retire there, they can't lose again. Then they start paying them. And how many times? So, those things, person have to look at it and in this causes, let the re-implement this constitution and be changed, even the representative. Some of them are in less than 45 years of age. They would beat them, they put them out. Then they say they want to be paying them away. Then later again, they will come back to re-loan. It's wrong. There will be other people now. So when they people enjoying the country money, they lose it, they win the benefit. They lose it, the benefit. They come by the benefit. Then why are other people? So please, man, don't need to look at it. Thank you.
Thank you as well. Let's talk to this caller before we go for our break this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Wicked.
Yeah, good morning, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, my name is J.B. Jones, calling from the of Maggie County District 1. Wicked and I are thank you this morning. The thing what you're doing for the Liberian people, when they say thank you, to hear from you. When they say thank you, that you are doing well. So I commend you people and great you people and your family. We always say that when that money to pay your go got somewhere to place you people better. Oh, let's go to the point this morning. I got one issue to say, two issues. Liberian people forgetting. One of the great seats that Liberian people have. And one our hero, he was controlling that seat, is Prince Johnson, Senator, the late Senator Prince Johnson from Nima County. And the government and the Liberian people, they should listen well. That the seat that the Nima County fighting over is one of the great seats. And we will remember 1990. And we will remember what's happening now. The campaign are going on in Nima County. Some people, they are going to raise up things that it will bring another wound back again. So the Liberian people and the government, our president Joseph Waka, our grandfather, our father and our president, please send your team to put things under control. And secondly, the sanitation in the country. I think we know that some of us were born early 70 and we saw 80. They demanded from the president that every town and village community it should be clean. When they call special town in, when I Saturday, everywhere will be clean. Moreover, making every community of Liberia, every country of Liberia, they're taking the same knowledge from Moreover because they're getting it. People walking, nobody smelling, nobody having hearing nothing better. For bad thing, we are dying. The government, they are sat there and they are not doing anything. Why are Liberian people dying by inhaling bad sin? It's totally wrong. So when they say man, you say let it happen. So yeah, thank you this morning.
Thank you as well this morning for being part of the conversation. We're going to take our break, to ease the tension a little bit, and don't forget now we will bring you a clear understanding and analysis as it relates to the U.S. Ambassador Mark Turner yesterday issued a statement, official one from on some issues, especially Liberia, and we are rated again in the world as the 10th country in the world that are overstayed people in the United States, which is affecting a lot of people. He said people always asking him for non-immigrant. Why he said that they use denial non-immigrant visa, but he made some clarity on that. And yeah, give it up. So whether we take it or not, but let's take this break to be right back this morning.
Don't let somebody use you here. You're too educated for people to lie to you. Joseph Boakai Fee, Manimo man, that is a citizen of this country, cannot be speaker. And Joseph Boakai also feel that you, Joseph Kaban, you can never ever be Chief Justice. Don't waste your time. Business is Cabinet General. Cabinet General that went on rally for the reckless Joseph Boakai. You know what happened to Cabinet General today? I'm just making reference to Joseph General so you can know that these guys are rebels, they are dogs, and they want to use you to go against the Liberian people. We are calling on the Supreme Court to please tell the people, say our ruling was Fonati Kofa Black is not recognized anymore. The ruling went against it. Or our ruling was or is that Rachel Stingmuff Kool, majority black, is in the right. Please, you need to leave a legacy, Madam Chief Justice. You need to leave a legacy so you can be respected like others. All of you on the Supreme Court bench need to leave a legacy.
waiting to hear this program of which you will know copyright to the song. I'd like to say again, happy birthday to you, Government. You celebrate your birthday on today. Let me read some of the messages on our page because a lot of you are always talking about that. Robinson Mambo writes, say good morning, watching from GSA European City. And Moses spokesman Aaron, say good morning, Kool FM. And I'm following the show from my constitution room along the Marshall Highway. This government is another embarrassment to the well-being of the Liberian people. And Musa Kamara said, I'm watching from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. And Ruben Common say, I'm following. And Octavius Walter say, from North Carolina, and I'm watching. Nelson Chokon Reed say, good morning, Kool family. Watching from Police Academy Block C community. And Salah and Wayne say watching from Aware International School System, GSA European, they'll say Republic of Liberia. And Party S. Lauba Jr. say following from Roberts International Airport. And Gossi Senior Ishmael say I follow you from Joseph Township and Allen Gay. We are told Junior said good morning family. Moen Sharif said good morning, and I'm following you from Bangor City, Bone County this morning. And Patricia Brian said following you from Rehab ELW Community Budget People Party. Said good morning, Kool FM TV, radio, television. I'm watching live from USA. Thanks for the updates. And Dominion Howard said good morning, Kool FM family. And I'm watching from GSA YMCA Community District number 6, Moserado County. Benjamin say I'm watching you from FDA. Aaron Cummins say good morning. I'm watching you from my home. Lavla C. Sherman say good morning, Kool family. Watching live from Vonjiman City, Lofa County. Thanks for always giving factual information to the people of Liberia on a daily basis. Matthew Williams say good morning, Ambassador Wiki Brooks. And I'm following from my home at ELW Junction, Prince City. Alfredo Africano Casual say watching from Shari Club Fitch Market Community. And this one comes from Siaka Kanem say watching you guys from Buchanan City, Glendasso County. Sebastian Williams say I'm following from Darknessville. And Lawrence Golawekwi say good morning, Kool family. And one comes from Thomas Bemba say good morning, Ambassador Wiki Brooks. And I'm following from Emmett Canada. And this one comes from Mark Bidel Flomo say good morning, Kool. I'm following from Center Street. Thanks for the show this morning. John N. Now say I'm watching from Tapeta, Lima County. This one comes from Prince Norman say good morning, Kool family. Watching you from Dupont Road. Jerry P. Gofa say good morning, and I'm watching you from my hustle grind, Tigers Village. Mark Tia say good morning, guys. And Mark Tia writes Samuel Koga gives instruction that Madam Edith shouldn't campaign anywhere in the Gil sector. We saw it on camera where they took arms against a supporter in Hall. And Isaiah Gwed Jr. say good morning, Kool family. My name is Isaiah Gwed and I'm watching from GSA Old Feed. And this one comes from Junior David. Say good morning, my name is Junior David. And this one 12th September, Mother Faith Daddy say following closely. Faith, good morning to you. And Solo Wu say good morning, Kool. Watching from Lower Miami County, Dwazon, Definitely Hill Community Block C. Thanks for leaving all of your comments and sharing as well on this edition of the Morning Ride, your breakfast info companion program that brings you all of the talking points in Liberia. Folks, there is this major thing to talk about, you know. The new U.S. ambassador, you know, who took over some time ago, Mark Turner, Ambassador Mark Turner from the United States, he has written a clear letter of caveat to Liberians both home and abroad. And I want you to sit back and listen Because you know, we said before, some of the folks who have gone to the United States, whether on visit or have overstayed and have caused problems for some of the folks here who intend to go and come back within a timeline. But will be denied because others who have gone through that route have not been able to come back in the numbers. So this is why he wrote. He said, since I arrived in Liberia as a United States ambassador, I have been asked a lot of questions about non-immigrant visas and why it is so hard for Liberians to get a tourist visa to visit the United States. He said, the plain truth is, almost 20% of Liberians who visit the United States on a tourist visa do not leave at the end of their trip. Liberia has the 10th highest overstay rate in the world, and far too many Liberians resort to fraud in a desperate attempt to get a visa. So I thought it might be helpful if I explain clearly and simply U.S. immigration law and legal national security rationale behind the laws. Is the ambassador writing? He said, don't risk your future. He said, to make America safe, strong, and prosperous, President Donald Trump is ensuring that the U.S. immigration laws are followed. If you try to enter the United States illegally, lie to get a visa, work without legal permission, or stay in the United States after your visa or your visa waiver period expires, you will face serious penalties. These include jail term, deportation, and a permanent ban on obtaining a U.S. visa in the future. If you have family or friends who are in the United States illegally, now is the time to tell them to come home. Now, you got people that start calling now.
Yeah, because and imagine.
Okay, let me just.
Yeah, continue.
Trying to enter or remain illegally will get you caught. He says some people believe they can sneak into the United States and avoid being caught. This is not true. The Trump administration has strengthened border security and greatly increased the number of illegal aliens being arrested and deported. In February 2025, illegal border crossing dropped 94% compared to February 2024, while arrests of illegal border crossers inside the United States increased by 627%. If you try to cross a U.S. border or remain in the United States illegally, you will be caught, detained, sent back. You may also be banned from returning or face fines and criminal charges in the U.S. The U.S. visa process is the most secure in the world, according to him. Yet, some people unwisely still try to cheat the system by using fake documents, lie on application, or stay after the visa expires. These are examples of visa fraud, and it is serious crime. If you break the law in this way, you will be punished, and you may never be allowed to enter the United States again. The journey to the U.S. border is dangerous for those considering making the dangerous journey to illegally cross into the United States. Understand that your safety and even your life are at risk. Criminal groups, cartels, and human traffickers target illegal migrants, subjecting them to violence, extortion, and assault. Many who attempt the journey never make it to their destination. The United States is working with other countries in the Western Hemisphere to stop and return people trying to enter illegally before they reach the U.S. Softening border by securing our border, we are not only protecting American citizens, but also preventing the suffering caused by illegal migrants. The U.S. visa process is the most secure in the world. So you listen now, that Liberia, according to him, ranked 10th as the highest overstay country in the world, where we go to the United States at times on tourist visa, or non-immigrant visa, Because he said that's the question most of the time he came. He been asked the question on so many occasions.
Yeah, people they're asking him, man.
Yeah, why you denying us on tourist visa?
Why is it so difficult?
Non-immigrant visa. He said because most of your friends and relatives who have gone to the United States are overstayed. And and that's why he said, if you know you got your relatives and friends there who are overstayed, ask them to come home because there are penalties, he said, ranging from deportation, fines, and jail term. That you will be jailed as well.
Give somebody that will come back. You play that walking this thing.
Yeah.
They were just 4 victims of these issues I'm talking about.
You go down to you want to return your document and your overstay. Who knows? They could catch you that you've been there.
But you went there for 3 months, you now spent 5 years. You want to show yourself at the airport now?
And you see, the bottom line here again, we turn to our own country again. Yeah. With the kind of resources we have in this country. Because these are some of the conditions that allow our people to be caught up into some of these things. Our people, everybody wants to see greener pastures. Before the war, Nigerians were not so hard going to America. They go to America, they couldn't just wait to come back home because everything back home was okay. But since after our civil crisis, things are bad. Our resources being in the hands of all of the wrong people. We have seen government comes, government goes, and the lives of the people just almost the same. I listen to the former.
You hear the people say, I prefer to be in America, be in jail.
Yes, it tells you to what extent when it comes to the poverty that the people live in and the thinking. I listened to the 3 years ago, the French President Emmanuel Macron in Dakar, Senegal, addressing an African gathering with African leaders. And he was being bold to tell them. He said, you leaders in Africa and other parts of the world, you have all of the resources to make lives better for your young generation. He said, but because of your selfish gain, you risk the lives of your young people who die in the Mediterranean Sea, in the Red Sea, they die in the desert, all finding greener pasture, and thinking that only in Europe or America lives will be better for them.
Sure.
And we will hear these things, but yet and still, we still keep the people like that. So at times, it's a two-way street.
Now you are there, as you speak now, there are people over these balloons, the thing they put over the water, they on top of it.
Nah, let that float up.
Yeah, they're risking their life.
They don't even know the weight. How many persons should be in it?
So one time, one of them, they were all in the water with a life jacket on them. The person went live. Say, see, oh, they were just waiting now to see the rescue boat that will come and take them out. What sort of risk is that?
Only because you make the people to believe that you can only have a better life if you're outside of Liberia. You see somebody goes to Ghana 4 months, he or she comes back, you find at least 1 or 2% teachers in that person. The physical morphology, the body color. You see somebody goes to Europe, after some time, he or she back, and you start to wonder, why is it that we are here into our country and waiting to go before life change for us? And
when we have all the resources here.
And we got all of the resources. There are other people who celebrate 20 years of existing in Liberia, celebrate calling the normal employee they got. When they found out the jail employed people.
Yeah. Just, yeah. I got a friend who have been driving for ArcelorMittal as contractor for I don't know how many years.
They just employed him.
Just employing him. See?
Now the resources are here.
And those issues were contrary to the agreement. But our people saw these agreements still being violated and they did nothing.
Yeah.
Now they are saying they want expansion, they want extension, and all that. Why we make our people live in such a form of manner? We usually say the country is small with the resources the country has. When other countries are saying to you, when you graduate from house, you want to go to college, the government will pay you and start to give you some stipend, honorarium while you're into college. Because when you have graduated, you become a serious asset to the government. You begin to work for yourself. Because the government has planted that love already in you. You see? But you see that? You know, is Liberia or the government aware how many Liberians in America that are there illegally? Are they aware? But all we do now, we crown the people. Oh, America is heartless. America, you know, Liberia is a small America. They prepare to America, but America saying this. Look at what they've been saying. Sometimes they unwisely still try to cheat the system. Like when you use fake documents, they lie on applications, staying after the visa expired. You see? And these things, especially in a country that is so much versed of law, they don't accept these kind of things. They don't accept it. But because we are being imbued with that system of cheat, and we got cheaters in our system who are not sincere, so we begin to carry it on a poor country. You see? The man say, don't rate your future. Don't rate your future. If you want to go to America, go there the right way. If you go there for 3 months, go there for 3 months and come back. You might even have the opportunity to go there, but you go to America, 3 months pass, you go start sleeping in somebody's basement, you can only work in the night, you start hiding, you're there for 1-2 years, no documents for you, you stay there in the poor country. And you know, to the trend now saying you all want to use the Mexico side, they treat you like the terrorists. You see? But only because our leaders fail to make their country the best way for the citizens. So they leave it going. Seeking greener pastures somewhere. Whereas we can make our country too better. You see? Why are we putting our citizens in harm's ways? Why? Even apart from America, like Dubai. When you enter Dubai today, and you are there for 3 months, and the 3 months expire, you don't come back. What we're hearing now is that the days you are there for, you should pay. You must pay to leave. When you can't pay, you have to be there. Anytime you know, not nobody's business. You're there illegally. You see, and there are Africans, Liberians, caught up into Dubai. Isn't that Liberia, where even foreigners come and they got document, they'll be saved, they will rent houses.
Nigerians, Ghanaians, Liberians, they're all calling for help. They've been trapped, caught up, and their phones are taken from them. One of them managed to have taken the phone. Because these are the behavior of our leaders. They place these people in this condition. Look, now it was surprising to know how many Liberians outside of Liberia who have gone in conflict with lords in other countries, who are behind bars, the family. I've never heard anything about them saying that the Patriot son have died in prison.
All I know that is they're living.
Some got involved into terrorist act. They were killed in the armed robbery, behind bars, money laundering, you know.
And the thing is, there are some of them who are going and getting called up. They will also do other people in Liberia. They say, come, life already here. Get some money, come. I will help you. As soon as you struggle with what you're looking for, you take your money, you go there, you see different picture of what was painted to you. You see different condition. But if our leaders are sincere, sincerity will grow in the citizens. But it is not the case with Liberia. I'm not talking about other countries, though. I'm concerned about Liberia today. You see? Look at that country. We're going 178. We should be the leader today in this region. We are the baby around here. Every time they see us, someone they say, don't worry, they're coming back home. And I show. And even when we go back, what they can give us, we don't even manage what we have.
But this is strictly to our leaders.
Yeah.
That
to our lawmakers, they say they're making all the laws, making all the things.
You've been there. And even then they will be affected as well, because some of them, they because of the statute, they use their position to acquire visa for their kids, their wives who go to America and yet to return. But they send money there for them. People who with the sole intent of going there to achieve what they intend to achieve and come back and make the contribution, being denied because of other people's action. And this is normal. The man looking for food to eat, he can't find food to eat, and you see a bowl of rice sitting, nobody around, he takes it.
You saw the past election that brought Donald Trump. Donald Trump repeatedly, at some point, I was very much surprised that Donald Trump mentioned Liberian names, Liberians.
And you know, on the basis of that, he was able to convince the people, because there are some folks who believe that the workforce, I mean, some of the jobs were being taken away by, you know, from them. There are people who are working with a proper document to legitimize their stay into the United States. Just recently, China put up a report and even wanting more domestic, you know, workers because of the population and what they generated. The last year, they expected to get more, because when more people go to work, the economy boom. So they even want to expand a opening for more people to even go and start working. But coming back home with the size of the kind of population that we got and the kind of resources that we are told that we have, I think we should be attracting people to come to our country more than we fight, because there are other folks who have never left the country before. They are some of the wealthiest people in the world. They have never lived outside the country. If they travel just on weekend vacation, they're back. But there are folks even in America we're talking about. Now, I've never been to more than 2 states.
Yeah.
They have lived in one state, achieved everything and known across America. Then they come to Liberia. The first thought in parents' heads of people who can find money is to travel all of Liberia.
We will get quality education. You should be out of this country.
As one of America's strongest and funniest and long-standing allies, we should be told about our behavior towards America. It's a shame, though.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. Let it be talking about other countries. Liberia cannot be a case study for America.
It will not be. It should not be.
And ranking us as the 10th highest overstayed country in the world, with over 190 some more countries, we are the 10th. This one is not politics. This one is about how our leaders been able to manage the resources of the country, that it is not being equally distributed. So at the end of the day, people are seeking greener pasture. When you hear, oh, one broadcaster, 210% died, you don't even know how many Liberians were among them.
Yeah.
When you hear, oh, quote, the Algerian desert, people who have traveled around, they say that America, people die in the desert, no water. You got the guys who are hiding themselves will come with a weapon in cahoots with the drivers. They put everybody down, check for all of the valuables. They will take it. Some of our sisters who will take that route convinced by the boyfriend who are already taking money. They are taking as sex slaves. They carry them, they sell them to this person. After a fun time, you can even sell the person to another person until that debt settled. You will be from one home to another, one home to another, one home to another. If you're lucky, you survive. If you don't, you will die in the process.
Who cares? The people don't care where you die. They don't care.
Yeah. This is the wake-up call to our leaders. Let the people have a say in the resources. Let the people benefit the resources. Let people start making mockery of us and pointing at us that with the 10th highest
if there were any example to America who the closest Liberia should have been the more positive line, but not in a negative form.
A country once that you never needed a visa to go to America. Today we are sitting for interview and being eliminated.
People will lie on document.
Yeah, look at the way they're describing us.
Forge fake issues just to go.
They give you tourist visa, you go, you run away, you can't come.
The person are all running away in America.
No immigrant visa. And I like the system what in Dubai they got. You go, you overstay, nobody running after you. Nobody seeing you in the street will ask you one question. By the time you decide to come, you just go to your particular hotel when your visa expires, when you should have left. Then you start to work to pay back. When you work and pay back, they save some money. The one out will give you, the one out will save. You get your bottom money, you can leave. It's because of how our leaders have treated us over the period of time.
And they're still doing it.
When they are campaigning, they make you to understand that they will be like we're second to none on earth. The resources will benefit the lives of the people. You look around, you hear from people asking. Before the war, before what took place in Libya, in other Arab countries following the Arab Spring, how many of these people who saw a riot? How many of these people? Because the resources of their countries were being seen in their lives.
Man, I'm ashamed.
African leaders are just proving to be devilish. Then the oldest republic in Africa.
I don't want to talk about Africa, say other countries. Don't want Liberia.
Yeah. Look at our ranking.
We should have been setting good example for the others.
Look at our ranking. 10th highest overstay country in the world.
How many of our citizens in America that when they have not returned? Can the government tell us? Can the authority tell us? They put out setting no good example also, but the poor among violators. Look, you know,
because the ambassador said,
the matter about you're just sitting here in America, you eat, you gossip, you eat a dog to the extent he even called one of the name to the election, to the campaign, one of the name of the Liberia community leaders. He called the name of the person. So you see, so many Liberia all in the spotlight. Because when I say no good example, how many of our citizens in other African countries now that will start to come and say Liberians are here not set a good example? Trevor, do you really think this tie that's long existed between Liberia and the United States, does it still exist? Do they still have that respect? Does that cordiality still exist between Liberia and the United States? And this is a serious wake-up call for our leaders. That they got a lot more to do. We should not be leaving our country to go somewhere. Okay, why ever leave? Who gonna work to develop the country? Who are those that are going to remain on the ground to say, yes, we will work to develop the country? They make the system so much out of order to the extent that before you get good education, you should be out of this country. Before you get good health care, you should be out of this country. Before you achieve your dream or your goal, you should be out of this country. Before you pay your house, you should be out. Why? When foreigners are coming, making use of the wealth we have here, taking it out of this country. I think now we know, because Liberians have long been asking the United States, why is it that to get visa is difficult? Sometimes 250 people go for visa question and thing, interview, when the thing can go. 200, imagine 250. So now only 10, 5, the rest of the other people. Because these are the reason. We're not setting no poor example outside there.
Yeah.
Not too long in the distant future, I'll be the boy how I run it.
But what change you are like right now?
Which, I mean, I read, they saw the men they say they having liberal identity. Imagine this thing, man. Our leaders have a lot more to do. Then you got the other disturbing thing we hear. You go say build it in the people's mind that they must keep this place for you. Only you can come here and run campaign. Others should not. Is that a good example? If this is true, what we hear, it's bad. It's bad. We have to work very hard to change the narrative. The position of which Liberia had before, with honor, respect, we have lost it.
And another thing to seriously look at, this morning, I hope that the government can take seize of the matter that the sole intent of government to honor the legacy of the late President Samuel Kayando remain intact, and it's not because there's some family rift now. No longer in the corner, but it's in the public glare now. And they announcing the respect to them, Samuel Kayando Jr., along with his brother Fanny, Ezekiel Falado, they all voicing, pointing finger to the senator of Grand County, Zoe Manuel Pena, showing their respect and being very deceitful, that he wants to destroy the legacy of the father, because there are veteran and military officers who are about to honor the late president. And don't forget, the president in the State of the Nation address also mentioned that, talking about befitting and honoring burial to the late Samuel Kayando and that of President Togot and other folks who were killed too in active service, serving the country in their capacity. And one of another female who believed to be the daughter of the late president, Cardwell, there was this program down there, and the brothers are now saying the car that she's currently using is that of one of the cars from Zoe Emmanuel Pena. So, where would they go for the body?
Probably it might just be a symbolic.
Yeah, symbolic memorial to honor him, but he stay.
And there are even elections at the program, they've been left out.
Yeah, but they praise the government, according to them, for such intent and the government, but what being about to be implemented, they are not being properly consulted. The former first lady also spoke about the issue, asking the Senator Zoe Manuel Pena to stay out of the matter because on so many occasions he attempted in the absence to take charge of those properties, the estate, and the court denied him. So they never anticipated that he would be fronting for his uncle's property while his biological children are still alive, and his family is still alive. So they see that as a deception, and he's not proving to be a true family member. So they applaud the government for undertaking the historic act, the bold step towards healing the nation and reconciliation. And said they will continue working hand in hand with the government to ensure that the father receives the reburial befitting his legacy, and not somebody coming in. So I think the president, the committee set up, and Zoe Manuel Pena is one of the members on the committee, but they think that he is not the right person to be there. His children stay alive, his wife alive. There's a need to have them included. So we look at that. So this is it, folks. This is the morning ride. So Liberia now, we've been asking. They have given a reason why too many of our people, when they go to the embassy, you see them standing outside. Some people coming from inside crying. Some people coming outside laughing. We still need to ask. We went to America without visa. We go to America now with visa, but we never sat on a round table for America to tell us we canceling it. We need to know. They said, because if you read the statement that he issued yesterday, he was being very clear. Yeah. He was being very clear. He says, since my arrival, many people have asked me.
Yeah, several persons asking him
about this issue of the non-immigrant visa, tourist visa. He said because people gone have overstayed. And Liberia is one of the countries. And if you're a leader of the country and you hear the people talking about your citizens and that, you should go in your private room, close the door, start crying. Because you contributed to the insult. Because the world watching you, that you managing resources that other countries are crying, dying to have. And yet the people are wallowing in poverty. The only means to have a better life except they escape Liberia. And see some of the risks that they take to get there, to get to Europe. Yes, all of these things, because of one or two persons' action, the masses are about to suffer it. Not just stopping there, but look at more than 100 and some more countries in the world until we get 10. Why every time they go ringing, always in the top 10, top 10, top 10.
Always in 10.
Okay. That part often happening to the country or anything, what we're going to be laughing, joking, well.
That's a serious thing. And mind you, some countries in Africa are using that against Liberia. Every time you go to the women,
but before the war, we were pointing fingers at Ghanaians, Nigerians, Sierra Leoneans are criminals. But we're now
the 419 people, the black money people.
That's how we all call them. But today, when we are calling our nationality, other country people looking at us.
So you call the Sierra Leone, you say to me, wait, you can't trust them. But now they are really branding their image around here, and Liberia now taking the bad side.
Yeah, I remember one old story. They said that we were support in a plane. Soon the visual said in the plane, said, somebody stole the plane.
The plane low, all the human inside.
Yes. You know, we have all these things to say about the people. But today we are the ones, we look at, you found one Liberian, you get there, the next thing, you know, before my picking left for the States over the weekend, I said something to him. You get on, you see anybody, anyway, handkerchief, please, say, please hold my handkerchief, let me tie my string.
Don't do it.
Don't even try holding it from there. I said, don't try it. That's all we have to say where he has landed. I'm crooked where he went.
So say your boy, not come back, stay there.
You know, but to see how people are treating things, it's because of the way our leaders are treating us. Do I need to live like that before I live a better life? No. Absolutely no.
Especially when you go out and you tell other people the country you are from with the kind of resources they have. They tell you straight away you are well off. Why you don't understand?
And you know, I will not call it. I know some lawmakers who send their children. If I said they went to visit, they carried, some of them carried their sons, their daughters. If they saw it as a man or carrying the children one. You left the first person, then you keep that. Another occasion, this lawmaker wanted to go again, but he was carrying one of the sons with him. At the U.S. Embassy, they asked for the one that you carry first. And he said, sir, no, sorry. You can go, but he can't go because you took somebody that you have not brought back, who have overstayed, and you want to carry another person. So, now you think because you sit in a particular position, your country is the best country for you and your family to go to, but you don't even understand that your action will affect the other men who will have the opportunity to marry.
Yeah, you don't think about that.
You don't think about that. You wouldn't think that, oh, yeah, my son in America, my daughter in the States. How did they get there? What are they doing there?
And that's how happened. Most of our citizens got people on our side. They are the ones sponsoring them from here.
Sure.
Because they're doing nothing there. Nothing they're doing
because
substantial.
To the extent, they don't even have the kind of people to allow them work.
Yeah, so yeah, there.
Somebody who wants to employ you will know that you are residing legally. Because if you are not there legally, the man only pays you.
People are sending money at the end of the month, thousands of dollars to take care of people in America. Whereas if they were there legally or the rightful way, they would be having the privilege to work and benefit from some of the things they have on that side.
I give you a living story. There was this lady who left Liberia and went to the United States to visit. But she is a very good beautician. So her sister had her in the house and could tell her friends that her sister could braid hair neatly, nicely. So people started coming to the house. She started plaiting hair in the house, getting huge sum of money. She kept opening her own salon, her own beauty parlor. And later, it was discovered, people keep surveillance. People just looking at, we shouldn't go to the line state field because people just looking at one horse, daytime, 3-4 persons will go and come. 3-4 every day. What's going on in the house?
You know, people I want about to go at that one.
So they had to inform Homeland Security when they went to the investigate. Yes, they were doing unregistered business in a residential area.
Making money.
Making money. Search the house and saw a huge sum of physical cash in the house. She was deported. The sister also had to pay huge penalty for such. 0775-919-919, 080-919-919 are the numbers you can call us on to be part of the conversation on our final talking segment this morning. Before we go, good morning.
Good morning once more.
Good morning, David. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. This is David here from District 6 as usual. The American government has made it abundantly clear that they do not want illegal immigrants or residents in their countries. That is why they have cracked down on Liberians. I read a statement from the U.S. ambassador yesterday telling us why it is so difficult for us to attain a tourist visa, given the fact that over 20% of Liberians who go overstay and most of them don't even return. And I think most of those people he was talking about are people who are illegal bearers of our passport. Most of those people are people who come here to buy our passport, cunningly get their way through the system, and then travel as Liberians. Yesterday, I also read Tammy Bruce, the spokesperson of the State Department, when she was talking about South Sudan. You know that the entire South Sudan have previously gotten the U.S. visa. They have been revoked, and nobody. It is
that was
the South Sudanese government.
Yeah, that was unsolidated. It was not.
Yes.
By the U.S. Secretary of State, Michael Rubio.
Michael Rubio, but the press secretary.
Are you there? Oh, he's going off the line.
Let me talk to James. Honorable James. Mr. James Howard. Good morning. You live on the radio, Mr. James Howard.
Yeah, good morning. This is James Howard. Yeah, I listened to your Tony Alam giving too much politics, but I think the police get scared from here, but I think what it is true. what he said that I remember I was going to the farm. I got on the motorcycle, a boy told me the whole story about that handkerchief. I got on it, I started to stretch my leg over the motorcycle. So I would look put the handkerchief on me. So I bought to stick my saw the white handkerchief. I said, oh, I forgot my phone. Put me down, please. I will get my phone, put it from the restaurant. When I got down, I was calm. I saw another motorcycle with one handkerchief and I had one in the farm. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, so these are some of the things that we are confronted with on the daily basis. Let me talk to this caller. Good morning, quickly.
Good morning again. Now for the final segment.
Yeah, please go ahead quickly.
Thank you. This is our small back on the line. No, Wiki, I can recall, let me share this. I will not call the phone representative. You can recall a phone representative working up there. They say about it buying for 5 years and he say, well, it's America. No, when you go somewhere, look at the release. Like 20% of Americans are going there to go a visitation, they get returned. They all G up there. These are people that are stuck into our way, who play our TV day and then around another way. Because you go somewhere for you go live there 2-3 years. You can't do anything to legitimize yourself. Somebody doing nothing better by who? Before I told to play the air. So now the person is coming back. So was there another back? Because the whole thing you saw, then the right thing. So let us welcome here. This is our brother.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk to this caller quickly. Good morning. Let me talk to this caller quickly. Good morning. Okay, let me talk to this caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Wiki Brooks.
Good morning, quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Apostle Paka, aka Very Power International. I'm calling from Mombasa. I want to thank you all so much for the subject on the discussion. You know, Liberians, some of us, not all, we are just very cruel and wicked. Because if they have the opportunity to go to America, they don't want for any other person to go there. The reason why they are doing it intentionally. So for me, Donald Trump is my president. If I had a chance to go to America, I would vote Donald Trump on my bike. Because you can't live to America where you know where you came from, and you are not doing it by home, you are not doing nothing to the base, you just for yourself somewhere, you are not trying to even recognize your setup. If your vision is useless, you got to let it ship all of what by home. Then the time will all get the level. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Good morning, Kool.
Yeah, go ahead. Good morning.
Hello.
Please go ahead. Okay, not ready here. We've just got a few minutes to go as we look at this topic under discussion this morning. And it's serious now. Let me talk to this caller on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the deliberation, Brother Brooks. I want to say thank you very much. And my comment on Nima country, you know, Nima cannot be that Nima is here for Uganda for all that you do.
Sure.
And he mentioned that the we all are sensitive to the material processes are coming from. So we just continue to pray that nobody should deprive their friends from going to the other place to the other place here. Yeah, everybody has right. As from local country, I can design in Nima. If I just want to buy land and live there, I can use one as a representative there to come from Nigeria. So we don't need other things like this and that, bring it up a list of issues and then bring culture or something, this and that. You see what the first and second men that get bush, they get the women that do everything. That's kind of culture. You don't start that kind of anything. Nobody wants Uganda, nobody wants Nigeria. I just want to thank you for what you told us today. That other people, if the two persons should go together there. But if one person to the one person and the other person can go to go there, so you can't be fine about it. I'm speaking on Mrs. Howard. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Our final caller this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you're welcome. Let's hear you.
Yeah, the issue about this immigrant thing, yeah, it's being very long. And so they're saying one time I was coming from Easttown and a guy went to the embassy for a student visa, immigrant, how you call it, tourist visa.
And he said he went there and they did ask him, are you married? He said no. Do you have a child or children? He said no. He just said, okay, he doesn't know how it was. I'm not sure if you're going to come back. And they asked him, you working? Yeah, which one they said, how much do you need? He called at 350. And she just said, you may not come back because you're a potential person. If you go to the US, and you have the opportunity to make more than 500 or 1,000, you don't want to come back.
Okay, thank you. But that's how we'll have to draw the curtain this Tuesday morning presentation of the morning ride, your favorite breakfast info companion program. Whatever you are, it's been a pleasure watching us and sharing and leaving all of the comments, of which we try to read all of them this morning. But that's how we draw the curtains and say goodbye to you. We'll be back tomorrow by the special grace of the Almighty God, inshallah. I'm Wiki Brooks.
And I'm Nathaniel Va. Check it out.
So thank you very much. Let me go and have my lunch. I'm coming back with a bit of my damos. Speak of your about issues, but they will speak as